My name is Suman Gujral and I am an artist. In 2015 I started an MA at the University of Hertfordshire, and I thought that I would take that chance to learn about the history of Indian art because I knew nothing about it. Everything taught here is from a Eurocentric point of view. I found myself actually looking at the whole history of India, and particularly the effects of partition on all aspects of Indian life. When India was divided, my mother and her family were living in the part that became West Pakistan, and they had to leave nearly everything behind, and she's never been able to go back. Actually, even though my mother is in her 80s now, her experiences of partition are still very vivid to her. So I began to realise then what a huge effect that experience of being displaced from her home as a 12-year-old had had on her. It also made me realise that this experience had happened to millions of people, and it's a hidden history. Also made me realise how that cycle of displacement and division of families is still going on in the world right now, in Syria, in Serbia. And I wanted to actually make work about it because I feel that it should be talked about and should be known about. The materials I use in my work are really important to me. They're always part of the story. Recently I've been using handmade khadi paper, which is imported here from India, and that feels like a real connection to my Indian heritage. I also have started to incorporate bookbinding materials into my work because I feel that with my work I'm telling stories. So I use book thread and I use book tools. The other thing is I also use materials from my family. My mum gave me a whole load of handkerchiefs that were my dad's. My dad died in '97, and all these old balls of string that she had in the house. I feel by using material that is significant for me on an emotional level, it makes my work more powerful. The main process that I use in my work is printmaking, and I principally use etching. And the reason that I like etching is because I feel that the way that the acid works on the plate is the way that life works on us. With etching, in case you don't know very much about it, you have a metal plate and the aim is to make a design on the plate. So what you do is you coat the plate with a wax coating, and what you do is take a needle and you draw it into the plate and the wax comes off. And where the wax has come off, once you put it in an acid bath, the design is etched onto the plate. And for me, it very much feels as if the way that world events, colonialism, BLM, refugee crisis, wars, have an external power and force which changes the literal landscape forever. That's the way that the acid leaves its marks on the plate as life leaves its marks on us.